welcome to the No Format Podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and with me, as always, is the man that needs no introduction. Right, so how's your day been?
I think we should let the viewers guess who I am. I'll be a mystery voice. But no, my name's Charlie for anybody that's not realised it's me. Yeah.
I'm literally bleeping out when you say your name. This week we thought we'd just, I don't want to swear too much, but chat the shit. We've got no format, no idea what we're going to be talking about. I literally have made no notes whatsoever for this. So who knows where the hell this is going to take us. And then next week, Charlie's got a topic that he's already picked. He's made notes for. I've got no idea what the notes are. But at the end of the episode, we'll decide what that is. And we'll go back to that format on the No Format Podcast. So, Charlie, how's your week been, or however long it's been since we recorded the last one?
Yeah, it's not been too bad. I'm going to be getting married in a couple of weeks, so by the time this comes out...
a couple of weeks ago when this podcast comes out.
Yeah, that's actually a little bit worrying and a bit scary. So just doing a lot of planning for that, really. What about you? Yeah,
nothing's happened. Yeah. It's been absolutely boiling today.
Yeah, it has been really warm.
Spent the day outside with my son in paddling pool, which has been quite nice.
Okay. What kind of paddling pool have you got?
We've got an awesome one. It's got like sprinklers, so you turn on the hose, and because I was like, "Where's the inflation for this?" And I couldn't find it anywhere. I think there is an inflatable bit, but I couldn't find it.
What, like the inflatable ring?
Yeah.
You get the inflatable ring.
Yeah, normally you get the inflatable ring, but I connected the hose to it, and then slowly that inflatable ring started inflating itself. Okay. And then it's got tiny little pinprick holes around the side of it, and then they started filling up with water. But my son decided, while I was sorting it out, to go head first into it. Hadn't got him ready. He was just wearing his clothes. Mm-hmm. He had no shoes on. And I think this was the biggest issue. Just ran into it and slipped. Oh. Went literally sliding. Yeah. Hated every minute of it. But he was then soaked and not moving from the middle of the paddling pool. So then I had to go into the middle of the paddling pool to go get him.
Was it like something from Baywatch? Like
just running in slow motion.
Yeah. We've got a paddling pool that... Lauren wanted it last year when it was really, really warm. So we looked around for ages and anyway, Lauren's mum and dad ended up selling us one that they had, which was brand new. It's not opened. I was fine. I was like, a bit dubious. I was like, this is going to be one of them things that we don't have kids. So it's going to be one of them things that we never use. Yeah. And then Lauren's mum and dad have got the cheek to ask, oh yeah, can we borrow it back for whenever Rick needs to drain his koi pond? That's Lauren's dad. Asking to borrow it back to put the fish in. I was like, no, you've effectively sold it to us. I'm not having loads of fish.
So your paddling pool is effectively doubled as a fish tank?
Yeah, it is big. It is very, I don't know what the size of it is, but it is I was glad in it last year, the one time that I went in it, and I was starfished out and I wasn't touching the size.
Nice.
It's a size, but we had to borrow a hose as well because we didn't have a hose, but yeah, so I was, and then it must have took 2 hours to fill up, and then I went in it for 15-20 minutes, and then got very bored, and then came out, and it was just left it on.
Yeah, I feel like paddling pools, they're nice, but again, I'm excited about the fact that I've got he's 15 months, I think, if my maths is right. Yeah, 15 months. Yeah. So obviously he's at that age where going in the paddling pool, it'll be a few years that we'll have this luxury. So yeah, we'll be able to...
With a child, it's different.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Justify having the paddling pool out, putting our feet in it, keeping cool. Yeah. But God, it's freezing cold.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that was the worst thing about... He did not care about that. It was quite funny, actually, at one point. So I turned off the sprinklers at one point and just let him have the little paddling pool because it was enough water. And he was just going in, splashing around, loving it. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to put them on for a little bit. So I turned them on, but not ridiculous, because it can go really quite high. And if I'd done that, it would have gone into the neighbour's lawn. I didn't know if they were out and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll just do it on a mild setting. So it was only ever so slightly. So it was as tall as I say 14-month-old. He's the size of a 2-year-old. So it was the size of a 2-year-old and how high it was going. Yeah. And obviously, like I said, it was freezing cold. I hated going in to go get him, but obviously I had to go in because he was crying. Yeah. Because he'd fallen over. As funny as the story was. And then, so he was in there and he was literally going, shivering, going, and then laughing his head off, running out, and then running back in and doing the same thing. Make up your mind. Is it cold? Yes, it's freezing. Of course it's cold. But he seemed to love it.
I suppose that's that whole part of learning as a child, kind of things like that, really, isn't it? But sometimes when it is really hot, though, once you sort of, it's like on holiday. Well, maybe not on holiday because the pool's normally and the sea's normally warm. From
I was going to say, on holiday I go into my back to my hotel room to cool down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been out in the thing, but I keep sort of toying between getting one of them inflatable hot tubs.
Oh,
I've been toying for
lazy spot.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on them at the moment. Top tip for folks as well, because of the energy crisis, less people are buying them, so they've actually shot right down in price.
Okay. Well, that's the reason why it's putting me off of the energy crisis.
Yeah, but I'm thinking I might get one and invest for the future, in 20 years. 20 years later when we're out of this.
That is true. That's a good point. I would love to get one. I mean, I think for my next birthday, I think I'm gonna hire one, because you can hire them for like the weekend, where you get like a tarpaulin, not tarpaulin, you know what I mean, like a canopy thing over it, and so you've got sides on it and things if it is a little bit chilly.
We went around. One of our friends did that for his 30th, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was his 30th.
Yeah.
And his mum had hired it for him, and they've got a nice big garden in their house and stuff. So they just went around there for the. I think they had it for a week, and his parents went on holiday.
Yeah.
Or his mum went on holiday, and he just stayed there with his fiance.
Yeah.
And they just and we went around one evening and chilled out in the hot tub, so that was quite nice.
And they come and set this. I mean, they set it all up. For
you, set it all up, give you all the
that.
chemicals.
Yeah, because that's what puts me off. Another reason that puts me off getting it is doing all the chemicals and making sure the pH level's right and everything. But so it's like anything, into it. The more you do it, it becomes second nature. Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see if maybe we should invest, as we don't live too far from each other. We could maybe share a hot tub.
We'll have it in the middle of the road, halfway between us.
That'd be all right. But I mean, ideally, I would love a proper hot tub. I was looking at these ones before. It's like part of it's a hot tub. It's like a big rectangle shape. So the first part's just like a normal square hot tub, 8 people or whatever. And then the other part of it's like a mini pool, but it's like there's probably a word for it, but I call it a treadmill pool. So it basically,
it's definitely not a thing.
No, there is probably an actual proper word for it, but I don't know what it's called. But it's like, because the reason I call it a treadmill pool is because it's like it shoots. So you swim in it, and it's shooting jets of water.
Oh, okay.
So you're swimming and you're not going anywhere, but like a treadmill, like a water treadmill.
Okay.
So, but
I've not actually heard that was a thing. But
you can buy. I mean, you can buy just them on their own, or you can buy them with the hot tub thing. But I mean, you're looking $20,000, maybe even more for them. So I can't imagine. Not very practical for the average.
But Loz, you're listening. Charlie's 35th's coming up at some point in the next couple of years, so big milestone there.
Yeah, if you've got to spread $20,000. I actually designed in my garden if my money was no object, but then I had to stop here. It's a really weird scenario.
Yeah, you wouldn't stay here if money was no object.
Exactly, you'd be going somewhere else, and I'd kind of designed I would have a pool in my garden, and that bit. I've got 2 square bits of astroturf, and say square, more like rectangle, and then like a brick paved thing goes down the middle of them. So my plan would have been 2 astroturf go, that's a big pool either side, and then like a little swim underneath thing to go to the other side. So,
and then what you could do is on the little sort of like when you have big house parties, on that little sort of walkway, you'd literally have 2 teams. Give them proper sort of like I don't know what the word for it is, like gladiator style, like cotton bud style.
Things.
That'd be amazing.
I might just do it just for that. Actually,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I might actually dig it myself. And have you ever watched them videos? There's some videos of these. I think they're sort of. It's in Asia somewhere. There's these 2 guys in the forest, and they basically make all these fancy pools.
No,
it's not like they're not tiled, the pools or anything. They dig everything out by hand, and then they just use materials that they have in the forest, like very basic things, and they make these like pools that they've got like pools, and they've got like a little cave inside that you can swim into and things like that.
Oh, nice.
But it's just like, again, it's 2 guys, very basic things, no fancy bits, but there we go. That's our first part done with talking about pools and hot tubs.
And Charlie's made note of it now. I've said your name. I got the name now.
I think I will later. Now you've said that, I'm going to have a look on Amazon to see what the lazy spas are.
Yeah.
Now I've
seen them in places for like about $295 now.
Really?
Considering there's over 500 previously.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a lot cheaper.
We started recording. We're actually currently in my kitchen recording. I had to shut the door because there was a microlight. Is that the right word? Is that what they are?
It's like a paraglider with a fan on its back, isn't it?
So maybe it's not a microlight.
No, microlight's a tiny plane, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. You're going to Google it.
I might Google it. I'm going to Google microlight. I'm not sure I'll be able to Google parachute with a fan on his back.
I did actually Google it because I was curious to see how much they were, because the reason I'm talking about this is because there's a in the past. Oh God, I mean, I've noticed from the past 6 weeks.
We are going to bleep out the name of where we are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. There's been a microlight that's been flying around. Well, what were we saying? Not microlight.
It's not a microlight. I've just googled it. That is a little plane.
Little plane. I keep saying microlight. It's the paragliding sail engine thing. We'll just call it
Parafan.
Parafan. There we go. I knew there was a shorter term. But this, I don't know who it is, but I've just noticed it for the past, past month or so, just constantly going around this location of where we are.
Yeah, it's just constantly there.
Yeah, would you ever do that, Mike?
No, I don't think I'd. No, I wouldn't like it.
No?
No, I've always wanted to do like bungee jumping or
No, I wouldn't do
what's the
bungee
word?
jumping. Parachuting.
Parachuting. Wow, that was a brain fart. Parachuting, but it's not the jumping out that scares me. It's the ground coming towards me that scares me. And then suddenly something going wrong. We've all seen that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where what's her name? I was going to say Beverly. Her name's not Beverly.
What is the cousin?
The oldest cousin.
Oh, what is her name?
Yeah, well, the oldest cousin, her boyfriend is about to propose to her and tells her to watch TV, she's going to do it. Yeah. And he's bungee jumping. Hillary, that's it. Yeah. Bungee jumping, and he literally goes, Hillary, will you? And then he doesn't say anything and she doesn't realise what's gone on, but the rest of the family does. Basically just gone to his death.
I had a friend who did it when she was on holiday, and basically it was her and a mum and a sister that did it, and the parachute, her main parachute didn't open.
Really? Shit.
So yeah, there was a bit of a panic, and I think obviously she didn't 100% know what was going on, and then anyway they had to sort of do the reserve chute, which I think from what she said, you come down to earth a lot faster.
Yeah, you do. It's not a sort of swift ending. It's like bang.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Exactly. So, but yeah, after that story, I was like, yeah, no, that puts me off. And then bungee jumping, it looks amazing, but I'd be worried that I'm going to slip out the end. My feet will slip out the end. So, yeah, I'm not 100% on that. But what about gliding? Like, either a glider, like where you're actually sat inside the glider.
I'd be more comfortable with that.
I've done that. That's good.
Is it fun?
Yeah, that was fun. Because you're kind of with somebody, but then you're given a parachute, and then I did it when I was at Scouts, but the pilot was like, it's part of like, we have to give it you, but realistically, if we get into trouble, we're not going to use it.
Okay, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's always what you want to hear in the middle of the air.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I mean, God, that jumping out of I actually read something on Facebook the other day about in America about this. It was a small like 4-seater Cessna kind of thing, and obviously going out for a flight, and the pilot ended up coming unconscious in the flight. So they had to take him to the back, and basically this guy with no flying experience whatsoever landed the plane and basically talked, I think, for air traffic control. This guy who was talking down never flown this plane. He was a pilot, but never flew it. They just had like a big manual in front of him and talked him down, and he says the guy couldn't have landed it any better than the regular pilots. They did really good.
Well, you'd be fine in that situation, wouldn't you?
I have a lot of experience on flight simulator. I do have lots.
Put in the hours.
I do. I'm not actually. You know what? I was thinking about going. I keep thinking, I'm going to go on it. But then I just can't be asked to go and get my. I'm probably a bit of a nerd. I've got a joystick and throttle and everything. So I could never really be bothered.
It's really awkward as well for his fiancée because he insists that they have separate meals in case he falls ill during the flight. She has to then take over.
When we were younger, when my cousin, my friends come round and things, and we used to play on Flight Simulator. It would be very much we'd have 2 seats at the front, pilot and co-pilot. Then my sister was always like the probably very a bit sexist, but the air hostess. she never got a chance to fly the plane.
It was a different era, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was a different era. It was very much a different era. But no, that would have been my dream if I could. If I ever won any money, my dream job would have been a pilot. But I think to get you to it's like one of them jobs that you have to actually pay. Yeah. To do it, if that makes sense. Unless you join the RAF or something. Yeah, I don't know. But have you ever been on hot air balloon?
No.
Is that something you'd do?
That'd be something I'd be more interested in doing.
Yeah.
Because I know even if things go wrong, it's going to be a relatively slow glide down to the floor.
Yeah. It looks, you look at it, you think, God, it looks dead precarious because you are literally in a basket, aren't you? That's teetering, being held up by hot air and science, effectively. But my dad did one, and He said it was good. He said he really enjoyed it.
My dad did one, I remember, but I can't remember much more than that.
No.
But yeah, he enjoyed it from what I remember.
I think sometimes the Islanders can be a bit rough. They can kind of, when they sort of, depending on how windy it is and things like that.
It can take them along. Yeah.
Yeah. But what about sort of, I don't think what other things, like, the sort of planes that they're like stock, if I say a Stockless Camel, would you know what I mean?
No.
Like World War One aeroplanes, biplanes.
Yeah.
Would you ever do one of that?
That'd be quite
Where
cool.
you like open cockpit?
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah. My dad did it, and he ended up getting really sick because
Really?
they kept doing like banking, and he got real bad motion sickness from it. I think he was off work the next day. Like,
To be fair, I wouldn't like it if they did stuff like that. But if it was just an experience of being in one of those planes, I'd enjoy that.
What about? It's just coming into think of what we might do. This will be my last one.
Well, I'd say what's the limit, but so far I'm a bit precarious about doing anything.
Yeah. What about the going into space, like Virgin Galactic?
I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
That would be a dream come true.
Would you do the Virgin Galactic kind of where you just sort of kind of brushing the edge of space?
Honestly, without sounding like a pretentious prick, I wouldn't do it unless it was for a good reason. That makes sense. Just because of the environment and stuff at the moment. I don't think it's the best use of money or time or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As cool as it is, and it'd be one of those lifelong experiences that you'll never forget sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, and don't get me wrong, if I was offered it, I'd probably say yes, despite me saying this.
Yeah.
But I just feel as though I wouldn't be able to.
No. Yeah, just kind of because of your conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a little interesting fact. I'm pretty sure Buzz Aldrin has been to City Hospital.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because when I went there to visit someone, I'm sure there was a little plaque saying that Buzz Aldrin visited. I don't know if he opened it.
Never seen that plaque, but...
No, I can't remember whereabouts.
I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm not saying you're right.
No, I'm not sure. That'll be a question for Google later, but I'm pretty sure there was. I'm sure it is. But are any of them still alive, like Buzz Aldrin? I've seen only Neil Armstrong is.
No, Buzz Aldrin died.
And the third guy...
Michael Collins.
Oh, he's the one that didn't go?
Yeah, he stayed in... Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you?
Okay,
so you're about to say like those grey,
like
stereotypical
aliens, yeah.
No, I don't believe in them.
No.
However, there's got to be, even if it's just again getting science nerd here, like microscopic bacteria or something like that. There's going to be something else out there, despite no matter what it is. There could be these little sort of green aliens wandering around.
See, I remember reading a conspiracy theory that the reason, like, everyone's got this sort of stereotypical image of an alien, of a little green man or woman or, well, alien, I suppose, is because that's what they actually look like in real life, that they exist, and that the reason that it's sort of in the mainstream media is to get everybody used to
seeing them,
so then when you do see them, it wouldn't be. But then I think now, if people did see it, nobody would believe it. Because like, you can fake so much stuff now, can't you? Like I think films and all the CGI and things, it's so easy to fake. So
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, no, I definitely, I'd say I'm not believing in the little green man, but I definitely do believe in definitely life out there, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be life out there. Yeah. Don't dispute that for 1 second.
Yeah, who knows? Do you reckon we'll see it in our lifetime?
I hope so. I think we'll see a lot. Like, if you think, like, not 200 years ago, 100 years ago, how much has changed.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. I think it's something like this is the fastest moving, like, 100 years ever. Like, if you look at all the other 100 years prior, nothing really happened. And then all of a sudden, within about 100, 150 years, an insane amount has happened.
But do you think...
I think there was something like 40 years between... No, it's less. It's more than that, but not very long a period between like the planes and going into space.
Oh, really?
Which is insane. Yeah. And there's more technology in your phone than there is in the first spaceship.
See, I could imagine that because I mean that was what 1960s.
It was 66, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Am I thinking? I always get confused.
Is in the first spaceship that went into space?
Not the first spaceship that went into space. The first moon landing. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it's 1966.
Moon landing is definitely 66.
Yeah, but do you think that in another
69.
69. Do you think in another 100 years will be like even? You know what I mean? People then will be looking back at our technology like we look back at 1920s technology, thinking, God, that's like really old fashioned.
Do you think what can there be next? What can there be next?
Yeah.
A toaster in which you click your fingers and the toast is automatically done. I was watching Derry Girls the other day.
We watched it last night.
The finale.
Yeah. No, not watched the finale.
I'll say one little bit from the finale.
Okay.
They get, I think it was in the finale, because I watched both of the second to last, well, the one that they called the finale for so long, and then actually they announced that there was an hour-long special afterwards.
Okay.
But I watched episode 6 and episode 7 side by side, and they get a microwave, and then just basically ignore it. They're saying this thing's going to change our lives. It's just like, it's a microwave. To us, it's just it's just such and this was back in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, because I think when I've watched Derry Girls, I think it's actually not. Well, I say it's set when I was like a lot, but you think it's I know what you mean. I mean, even the first microwave, I think that's been around for probably it's been around like the 70s. I think it's been around a lot longer than what you think. I'm going to say 70s.
Microwave discovery. I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, I think 70s. If I had to,
you'd be wrong.
Oh, is it earlier or later?
The microwave. Hold on. When was the first microwave oven? So microwave discovery.
Microwave oven. Oh, okay.
I've accidentally looked up microwave discovery, which was 1886.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1945 for the first microwave oven. So yeah, actually, there's me thinking about Derry Girls.
But then I suppose maybe it was one of them things.
Clueless about history, I am.
There's technology around, like for example, when mobile phones came out, they've been around since the 80s, but not everybody had them. It was maybe like say business people, wealthy people. And maybe that's like space travel now. Space travel is just for very, very wealthy people or astronauts. But in 100 years, it might be more accessible to like kind of everybody. Yeah. Maybe our great-great-grandchildren will be doing a podcast in space.
Maybe.
That'd be good. That'd definitely be a record. Sure.
Yeah, the first person to do a
podcast
in space.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe we should both try for that to see how we get on. Or
maybe that could be watch us for episode 100. Episode 100, we will broadcast the first podcast from space.
Well, they could do the one from Mars because we're supposed to be sending that colony, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, they've said they won't be coming back, but
yeah, it's a one-way trip. That is a very big decision. I mean, maybe the technology will there, but you just can't guarantee it, can you? But I don't think I'd fancy it.
No,
I don't think I'd fancy it. Anyway, I feel like we've gone from like the ground, talking about the ground, like with pools and things, to then getting a little bit higher with
we then went
planes and skydiving. Well, even a bit higher with skydiving and hot air balloon. Well, planes, and then now space, and now like into other planets.
Mm-hmm. What's next for us?
Exactly. I don't know what to say. But I'm finding myself using my hands to talk, obviously realising that you're the only person that can see me.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Even when I'm on the phone to people, I ended up...
It's because you're fluent in Italian as well. So that's why I think...
passionate.
Yeah, the Italian side of you's coming out. So
if you could learn another language, what would you...
Oh, see, this is a question that I would want to learn Norwegian because I've got family out in Norway.
Oh, okay.
So that's a bit of a pathetic answer because...
Yeah. Well, no. It's
a reason that I want to do it, but it's more sort of usefulness. They blew know English. Yeah. How's that fair?
Yeah. I think we, as English people, we just expect everybody, wherever we go, to be able to speak English, don't we? I think we're
and too right.
Yeah.
I'm joking, guys. I'm not that person. But, what language would I learn?
See, would you like a practical language? Because, like, for example, I don't know, I suppose the most commonly spoken language is probably Mandarin or Cantonese. I think it is. Of the population, or then Spanish is a big, like South America, mostly Spain. I mean, that's a big spoken second language. First language.
In secondary school, obviously most people do German, French, and Spanish.
Yeah,
is that what you did?
German. We didn't do Spanish. We just did German and French. Then we had to pick. One, I think, in our final. Yeah, I didn't do it for GCSE. I got up to year 9, but we had to pick one, so I picked German. Yeah, see, what they did is half of the year, up until year 9, did German, half of us did French, so I did French, and in year 9 we had to pick what we wanted to do. If we wanted to do French, we could. But then also we could pick a second language if we wanted to. Oh, okay.
So I actually did Russian.
God, that's a very complicated language.
It's a very complicated language. Can't remember a single word of it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing now.
No, yeah.
But Dos Vidania, I was about to say it, but I'm pretty sure that's French.
Okay.
But Dos Vidania, babushka, which everyone knows anyway, grandmother.
Oh, is that what babushka is?
Babushka, grandmother.
I think of babushka, I think of them little, I don't know why, but you know them little dolls where there's like
a doll and a big doll? I'm pretty sure they are called babushka dolls.
Oh, are they?
Might be wrong though.
I hope I'm right. I don't know why I've maybe just associate that with Russian.
I also associated with Kate Bush and her song.
Yeah, that's true.
Babushka, babushka.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, is Pripyat, is that French or Russian now? The two languages are now merging into each other from me learning them.
Pripyat, isn't that?
Pripyat.
Oh, sorry, Pripyat. I was going to say that's the little town where the Chernobyl is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Pripyat. I said, yeah, I don't know, I started German. Was hast du in my Eschen Stunde? You know,
that sounds very inappropriate, and I don't want to do it.
No, it's not inappropriate. It's what do you have, or what do I have in my house, or something like that.
Okay.
You know what? Ich habe eine Kekekuchen. What do you think that means?
Is that I have?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
I is right. It's not have.
I am.
Yeah.
A.
Yeah.
Okay, then what's the next bit?
Ich habe eine Kekekuchen.
I am a cake lover.
I'm a cheesecake.
Oh, well, very miles off.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think the Kekekuchen definitely sounds like. I mean, obviously, unless you could speak German, you put that cheesecakes with it. But yeah, but I mean, really, you probably should. I mean, a lot of people tend to go on holiday. Not many people tend to go on holiday to France. Well, maybe France actually, but
yeah, France they go to, but Germany less so. Yeah,
something like Spain, Portugal. I wonder if there's much of a difference between them two languages.
I imagine there probably is. It's like, I know between the Scandinavian countries, they sound similar, and they have very similar dialects and words, but actually it's very different at the same time, so...
okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So we ended on languages.
We did, yeah. We should keep a little chart of the topics that we talk about.
Otherwise we're going to get lost and just repeat the same things.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there we go. We came in with no plan, but actually we managed to do half an hour.
Yeah.
So next week, should we discuss what we're going to do next week?
Yeah, we can do. So next week is my choice.
Mm-hmm. And then we're actually going to go to an idea that we had to randomise the choices, and it honestly will be completely randomised.
So with that randomiser, are we going to draw that on the...
At the end of
the episode.
At the end of the episode. So at the end of next episode will be the first time we'll do it.
Okay.
And we'll see in real time what it could be.
Okay. So my choice next week is going to be Batman, because it's one of my probably is the Dark Knight series anyway. It's definitely one of my favourite films. So and favourite superhero.
As a current, it is quite a current topic because the new Batman film with Robert Pattinson's just come out. But when this podcast comes out, it'll probably be about August, this episode.
Yeah.
So or that episode. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So it won't be as current, but it's still a topic that Batman 2's been announced. So we'll talk about all of that sort of stuff next week. I've got no notes for it. Because we're actually going into recording it next. Spoiler alert.
But so that'll be next week's episode.
Right.
Pleasure as always, Mike.
Yeah. And as always, and Charlie's going to sing us out now.
Oh, I don't know why I said that. I didn't know I went to that song as well.
All by myself. Right, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Take care.